Trash Cat threw you a kiss, Bob.
Oh, Pam, you ought to take a lesson from that trash cat. You know what?
What lesson would that be?
To be more kind and respectful to me.
Oh, okay. We'll do that. So, hello, everybody. Hi, Cat, Trash Cat, Grasshopper, wherever you went. Oh, I see Sarah coming on.
Awesome.
Hey, Skungy.
Hello.
Hey,
How are you
Sarah.
doing?
Hi. I made it.
Yes, you did. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting you for a little bit. Ed probably isn't going to show up tonight because he went to a fish club meeting and is not home. So he'll be on his way. He said he might try to come on in the truck on his way home and say hi if he can. But he was playing. Yeah, I know he meant to say he was playing board games, but actually what he typed to me was that he was playing broad games. So
Pam,
I
what?
wonder what kind of broad games he's playing, but that sounds exciting.
It could be broad games, you know.
Could be. Hey, Honda. Hi, Divine. There's Grasshopper and Cat. I don't know who all I said hello to anymore. I forgot. But anyway, yeah, so it's Saturday Night Art. And do you have some stuff for sales, Sarah? Let's go ahead and show it for so people can think about it.
Hang on. I've got to work out what my different piles are that I've got here.
Trash cat, it was cherry tomatoes.
The stuff that I've got here that's done is some of the pieces from the other day that came.
Oh, yeah. I love that one. That one is so awesome. You see that, Bob, how it looks like it's a bird or something, but then if you look, there's a face. So, and hair buns, and then with the bird on top of the head. So you can look at it two different ways. It's pretty awesome. I love it.
I thought it looked like a bat with kind of Native American head.
It's one of her faces there in the middle.
Yeah, I see that.
So it's awesome. It is totally an awesome drawing.
Very cool piece.
And then there was this. I'm not really sure because a couple of these ones are a bit bigger. But I also might try and draw some little ones today.
Oh, I love that one too. Yeah.
I do too. That goes well with the first one. I mean, the way I see them.
Yeah. Well, they were drawn like in succession.
See.
So, and then I have this one as well, which I did kind of toss up about color, but I'm not sure.
That's pretty cool.
That one is awesome too. Hey, where's all our fish fam? Everybody in the chat right now is from King Frostmare. I mean, everybody in the chat right now is from King Frostmare, which is awesome, but I'm just wondering where the fish fam went.
Is there something else happening for us? It's Easter Sunday here already.
Oh yeah, hi Chew. Yeah, it's the night before Easter here.
It said Vibes is on and has Jimmy P.
Ah, okay. Okay, that's all right. They'll come in later.
And it's Saturday, remember?
Yep.
You always do better on Sundays. So there you are.
Yeah.
Hey, Soul Taker. It's
So what you
Dr.
got going on for anybody got anything going on for Easter?
I'm going to my niece's house. That's where we all meet up for lunch or dinner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on a farm, so that's nice. I don't have to take anything. They're afraid I'll bring something, so they said, don't bring anything. Take them some cat food. Have to show up and eat. What are you doing, Pam? Anything?
To be working on a drawing probably or a painting tomorrow.
One thing I am going to do tomorrow is try to go ahead and initiate, not try to, but I am going to go ahead and initiate a conjugal visit with my ball pythons.
Elizabeth, Florida Fish Rescue. Hello.
Hey, Liz.
For a while.
I know. Hey, Liz.
I hope everything's going well for you guys.
There you go. You said, where's your fish, fam?
Yeah. Finding all the things.
My new ball python, I'm going to put in that other one with her for and see if she's receptive to him.
You should have Easter at your house, Bob, and you could hide Easter eggs like in all the snake containers and stuff, and see if your sister finds them.
Right. I'd say they'll be there for a while if she's looking for them. My great nephew even told me when I was with him 2 weeks ago that she made some comments about me having too many snakes. And I'm like, well, what business is it of hers? It's his grandmother. He said, I'm just telling you.
There is no such thing. That's what I would say. There's no such thing as too many snakes or lizards or fish or any of that.
It doesn't matter if I have 15 or 1. She won't come in here, so what's the difference, right? I saw an art, like an art technique, I guess is probably not the right word, but I thought I could try that. And I think I'm going to get the stuff, but you all probably have to give me some suggestions. It's basically, I just saw a video on it, like a short, like a 1 minute thing, and I thought that looks like fun and something anybody could do because it requires no talent at all, no skill. They had like a picture frame, like an 11 by whatever, just a regular picture frame.
Yeah.
And they dropped 4 balls, like ball bearings, that were covered with, I guess, black ink or black paint into it and let them roll across and then roll back. And then the picture cut away. And then when it came back, they were painting inside those lines. And it's just an abstract. And so I thought I can paint inside the lines, because it's big, broad strokes. And it turned out they called it a man and woman in a chair. I didn't see that, but it was a cool painting. And it was just a, whatever, 8.5 by 11 or whatever.
I'm not very good at painting inside the lines.
They stayed away from the black lines anyway. And it was just like you had just randomly drawn because the balls rolling made the lines. Here's the picture. It was weird. I thought I could do that and call it abstract.
Yeah.
I think you should do anything that, if it looks like fun, then you should get in and try and do it because it should be about enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, it's the first thing I've seen that I thought, well, I could do that. I don't know what kind of paint it was, but they had a brush and just, not a small paintbrush, but I don't know. I should have saved the video.
Always wise.
Man and woman in a chair. I never did see that. That was the name of it. You know what? I could go back and look at my history of what I've looked at today and find it. Amongst all that snake videos and stuff. Well, I was hoping Ed would be here because I wanted to tell him about breaking his fish tank.
You haven't told him yet?
I haven't seen him yet. I messaged him today and said, Peter and Mob Guppies, Peter and Doug Gray. I was in that live stream and I said, they're asking for you, and messaged him, and he messaged me back in 6 hours and said, I was at the fish swap in Knoxville and now I'm playing a game. And
Yeah.
I'll talk to Pam. So I thought, okay. Or I was going to break it in there to him.
Yeah, he said he might stop by, like driving on his way home or something. So we'll just kind of watch for him.
Worm says hello. Worm's on probation and she doesn't know it, but she is.
What did she do?
Well, I didn't see her, but somebody got on the foot of my bed and pooped on my robe.
Oh no.
Today. Well, and yeah, and it wasn't nasty. I mean, I've already washed it, but you know, it was just easy to pick off there, but still. Hey, Kurt. She is sweet. That's nasty. She goes out like 5 times a day. There's no sense in that. Plus, she has pads on the floor. My place would be cool to visit, Trash Cat. I don't know. It's like the petting zoo some days. I'm going to try to find out who that artist is and what that's called. Did you see Kirk in here, Chicklets, Pam?
Yep. I said hi to him when he got here.
I guess I wasn't paying attention to you.
Yep. You never pay attention to me.
And there you have it. Poutine for dessert. Poutine. I hear myself somewhere.
Well, I have my sound turned down, so it's not me this time.
Or I hear something. I didn't hear myself that time. That time either. Nope. I spent probably 2 hours. There it is again. I hear myself again.
Yep, I heard that.
Wonder if I have,
maybe it's me.
maybe I have YouTube. Let me go look. Open. Still here. I'm just looking. Looking and looking. No. Oh, yes, I do too. Now let's see if it's, well, I guess it's not. I closed YouTube. I had it open. It's pronounced Putin. Vladimir Putin eats Putin. Well, what the hell is Putin?
I don't know that.
Putin for dessert. Spelled Poutine.
Poutine?
It's pronounced Putin, he said. It's not Putin, he said. He's just being whimsical. Poor little thing. Okay, it's fries, double fried with cheese curd and gravy. That sounds like a heart attack before you can get halfway through it. But good.
Doesn't sound very desserty.
You know? It doesn't.
Isn't dessert usually sweet?
She's Canadian, so maybe that's what they have for sweets up there. Hey, Nola. Oh, Nola said, ooh. And Kiwi says hello to everybody.
Oh, hello.
Oh, the dessert was a joke. We had it for dinner or a snack. I started to say, maybe I did say it. I spent 2 hours last night trying to get these 2 snakes that are at the top of the list to assist feed to eat, and they wouldn't do it. They weren't having it. Yeah, and it's the 2 I want to breed together. They would not do it. Everybody else ate.
Are they in the same cage?
No, I'll have to put him over with her and see how it goes. But I want to make sure I can be here.
Oh, I see Bucky.
Hey, Mike. Go hit the bubbler.
Hello.
How are we?
Hey, Dr. Black.
Hi, Sarah, love.
Hi, love.
What are you guys doing? Get out of there. Hey, boo-boos, get out of there. Get out of there.
Far away. Cat. Trash cat. Mike. Everyone. Nola, hello. Kiwi Mamo. Kia ora. Kia ora. I came in too late to talk about poutine. C23, how's it going? Soul Taker. Elizabeth, hello. Honda. Chew. Everyone.
So how is your Easter going?
Mine, it's going great because it's just another Sunday in my house. I haven't even had to say Happy Easter to anyone. I think I did on Friday to the next door neighbour. But other than that, just normal. There's some extra chocolate in the fridge and stuff, so just in case the Easter urge strikes, there's stuff there for people to eat.
Oh, that reminds me, I've got some dark chocolate bars I can have with my coffee right now.
Oh, I don't have any chocolate. What was
This
I?
reminds me. I read something and it was just a crappy clickbaity suggested news thing on Google, but it was about someone from America coming to Australia and not knowing about chocolate Easter eggs. And they said that in America, you don't do chocolate Easter eggs, and you do stuff like plastic ones that have lollies in them.
Oh, we do
just
chocolate
painted
Easter eggs. Who said
That's
that?
just nonsense. Because I thought, can't just be us. I thought that was quite widely spread, the chocolate Easter egg.
That's weird that somebody said that because we do chocolate Easter eggs.
It must
I mean,
have
it
been
was that kind of like, whoa, this is news. And it's about someone who was embarrassed that they didn't know about chocolate Easter eggs. So
Must have been a very specific cultural upbringing, perhaps.
Huh.
Was it a
Maybe.
younger person?
Yeah.
Cadbury eggs are Easter, Mike says. We never had the plastic ones till till like 40 years ago. They were always chocolate.
Yep.
It must have been a younger
Chocolate
person.
Easter bunnies and
Yeah.
and eggs with filling in them that are good.
Well, I'm so relieved to hear that.
What was it on? Where did you hear it?
It was, if you go to Google and then it gives you like, this is the news, like that one you sent me about the Woolies logo or something,
Yeah.
or the one I sent you about the lady who had the brilliant idea to pour wine into a bag of frozen fruit.
Like one of those things saying, "The last one will shock you."
Yeah. Yeah. But I just took a little note of it in my mind to ask if there was any truth. No truth. So that's not surprising.
Now I remember when I shouldn't tell stories on myself.
Why?
One of my daughters, she's like not so much anymore, but when she was younger, she would she had this attitude that because I didn't go to college, I was kind of uncouth. You know what I'm saying? So me being me, I would totally play into it. If it got thrown up in my face, I would like totally go for it. So she was she had come to my house because college was out for the summer, and she was going to a trip to Rome and Europe and stuff with one of her classes to study old architecture. So she was going to be gone for like a month, and then she'd given up her house that she was staying in college, and she would be staying with me till college started up again. So anyway, she was talking about it, and she told, and this was the second time she'd been there, and she told me that there was a little town in England that I would absolutely love because she said it was Canterbury, and she said it was a little English town with little cute little houses and stuff, and she was going on and on and on about how she would love to take me there someday.
It's not that little.
That was going to be one of her stops, was she was going to stop at Canterbury. And I told her, I said, well, I can't go with you, but bring me some eggs back. Oh, she got so mad at me. I love doing shit like that. Oh, sorry. I wanted some of those Canterbury eggs.
Maybe the ether bunny will bring you some.
Yeah, maybe. Oh.
It's not that small a town, Canterbury. We've got a nice big cathedral there.
Then she was when she came back, she was going to show us like a slideshow of her travels, and she was really quite excited about it. And she was going to have her sister and Tucker and one of his friends come over, and I was going to make dinner, and she was going to show everybody her slides from her trip. And anyway, she was talking about that, and she had brought back a bottle of champagne from France, like real champagne. So her and Courtney were talking about, well, there's going to be like how many people there were going to be and how much there would be like per person for everybody to try this real champagne. and if there was going to be enough, and blah 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 blah. So I walked it. Had been sitting out on the porch, and they were in the kitchen. I was listening to them. So I stepped it back into the house, and I said, "Hey, I've got a bottle of Zen in the fridge that we can cut it with to make it go further." Oh, you've never seen such a look of horror on anybody's face.
Not the good stuff.
It was pretty funny. I'm really bad. Hi, Joseph.
G'day, Joe Stan.
I can be genuinely awful to my kids, so sorry about that.
Most of those fancy champagnes taste crap anyway. Or let's say most champagnes in general taste crap. But the fancy, expensive ones that you expect to be some joyous experience going on in your mouth, they're generally quite hideous.
Why do you think that about all of those kinds of drinks, like wine and champagne and fake champagnes? And it doesn't matter how good and fancy and, oh, this one's really nice. So I've always been of the opinion that people, that it's not real. I mean, I'm sure there's something to it, but it just all tastes disgusting and foul. It doesn't matter which one you drink. It's all gross.
It's conditioning.
Champagne is nasty anyway. In general.
Nasty. I think so.
But I've certainly enjoyed $7 champagne as much as I've enjoyed Dom Perignon. I can say that much for sure.
Yeah, like not at all. I was going to say I shouldn't get too much on my high horse because I think the other day I was drinking vodka and oat milk. So I guess.
I still reckon that'd be 10 times better than champagne.
Well, I think so too. It was quite yummy.
Pam, would you favor Yazzie with a hello?
Oh, I didn't even notice him. Let me drop my picture down that I'm drawing.
Oh,
Yazzie,
you can't see him.
Yazzie.
There's Pam
Hey, Yazzie.
right there.
Yazzie. He's ignoring me.
Yeah, he's looking at my candy bar wrapper.
Oh.
Smelling it with his eyes.
Well, you tried. Oh, I know, Zima. I remember that stuff. Ugh. Yep. Good idea until you actually drink it.
I am working on a duck. I have a couple things for sale if anybody's interested, and then Sarah can show her stuff again too. We don't have very many people in here tonight. Saturday nights do not seem to be the best, but we will show what we got. I have
Too, so lots of people are probably
a little
family.
card of a buffalo.
Just answered, what are you drawing? And he
That's
wants
what I just answered.
Oh,
And
sorry.
I've got a lesser greed that is still up for sale. Those are the cards, and then bigger drawings. I have an elk butt warning, and I'm not going to push too hard tonight because we don't have very many people in here, so probably I'll be more trying more to sell them like on the Tuesday night stream, but I'm going to throw them up here in case anybody's interested. And then I've got a young bighorn. And now Sarah is going to show what she's got.
You still have the big one?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've just been drawing on this one, so I have to just show it because I started the other day and I'm just continuing on it, but it's not finished.
Cute.
I feel the urge to show it since it's like the one right in front of me.
Was that a webbed foot, Sarah?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cool. Awesome. I love that.
Interesting.
You know, as always, it's hard to see. So
Yeah, it's like I just showed my drawings, and it's really hard to see them because webcams do not do the best job of showing off art.
yeah, no. I will just hold up these ones because they're the only two little ones I've got finished left at the moment. But you know, I thought I'd just flash them up there. To be honest, there's some pretty cute ones, like ones that I really like as well. And what have I got? I've got this one.
Lovely lines.
Yes.
I seem to be showing different ones. So I just have a stack here. So I'm not like very well organized or good at planning. But yeah, but this one is quite cute. I also have noticed in my stack is this guy, but I don't know if I'm still holding off on him or not.
I like that one a lot.
I thought there was some kidlet who had their eye on that. Out
Yeah,
there.
that's why I wasn't sure what I should be doing about it because I'm trying to be considerate of that. And
I think
I do.
it's past the 8th now.
And
What's
the
that?
twins.
I believe that 8th was raised as a particular date for said kidlets. Money, but I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Just ignore me. It'll come out in the wash.
I know. And then where have I got? Oh, well, I've got
Joseph
big ones.
wants to know if you name your art.
Mostly I don't. Mostly I don't have names. Every now and then there's one that has a name and I know what it is called. But most of the time I don't name them. I don't like to.
Okay.
This one's very.
Is there any reserve bid?
But yeah, I feel like I'm just showing heaps. It just happens that I have a big stack building up in front of me. Oh, my brain can't move things in the right direction. And the little guy sit from me. There we go. I made it through the stack. But yeah. That's what I've got sitting here at the moment.
Nice.
Personally, I
Can
really
you
like.
Yeah, I
Really?
like that too. I do too. I should have worn my shirt for one of my shirts of yours. I got 2 of them. Pam, when she's finished, will you blow me up?
Yes.
I'm all done, so you can do Bob now.
Yes, that was awesome.
I love it.
Living in America.
Right here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still love the eyes on this. The face, period. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm very fond of that one too. But also of the other one that you bought the other day with the fingers.
Yes.
That's also one I really like. I have got I've got another face guy here actually that I didn't. But his face is not as cute as that other one. It looks a bit sad.
Yeah, I know, but he's cute though. Almost like that guy's cousin in a different pose.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that joke, Joe Stan, but no, that's Sarah's, of course.
Daniel, hello.
I've lost my drawing I was drawing on.
Somewhere in the stack.
It sure
I'm working
is.
on one, but you guys probably can't tell what it is.
Like a duck.
It is a duck.
Let's see. I see a duck head, yeah. And feet.
And here I figured you guys wouldn't be able to tell what it was yet.
Uh-huh. Especially with the, not so good camera that we're all
Yeah.
dealing with.
I was going to say albatross. So lucky I didn't.
Lucky. You could have been bombed.
Still an aquatic bird, though. I guess.
I thought it looked like it had the little extra bit of skinny, fluffy bit over the beak. But
I
yes,
feel like it could well have been.
I was like, damn, Bob's been hiding some awesomeness from us, but no, he's got his own level of awesomeness. No, I'm a avid collector of Sarah's stuff, and especially as she goes through different, I guess, phases or different things she's doing, I always like to get some choice pieces if I can.
G'day, Divine.
Hey, Divine.
And Pam, too. I don't have anything of yours, Dr. Black, yet.
It's probably for the best. Wouldn't want to taint your collection now, would I?
I don't know. That thing you were working on, the piece you were working on, had some nice lines on it.
I'm finding that my problem is becoming my eyesight. But when I'm, 5 or 6 inches off the piece of paper, I'm still not getting a good focus on what I'm doing, so I can stuff up that way. So I've got these dodgy little, pretend glasses that I can use like a magnifying glass when I need it.
They do the job, yeah. I've got these expensive ones that Medicare brought in their bifocals, but I still can't see half the time with them.
I don't know, it might not help you out there, but I used to, when I had to do really fine work, especially like when I was doing jewelry and stuff, I just got a headlamp because then what you're looking at is really well lit up and it is really helpful.
True. Might give that a go at some stage. Got one inside somewhere.
I knew a girl in high school that was double jointed and she could bend her knees backwards.
I thought Bob was about ready to tell us a nasty story.
Yeah, I'm just showing the little card that she drew that came with it.
Nice.
A little personalized card. There are some stories. Oh, those are very becoming, Dr. Black. Yes.
Whoa.
I'll give them back for a sec.
They trip me out because they're covered in filth and they are meant to magnify here, so it's so blurry out there.
I fall asleep in mine almost every night, and then I
Whoa, I hate that feeling. Giddy.
can't see to get to the bathroom the next morning. I'm like, oh, I need to clean my glasses.
Yes. Yeah, I really don't like that feeling of everything out here really blurry. Still making my head wobble.
I made 50 knitted bunnies today while cooking for tomorrow. Divine Lover.
Very impressive. Who made 50 bunnies?
Churning them out, Divine.
Ah.
Oh, Huawei has a Sarah art frame, but it's only temporary until I can permanently mount it. I'll make a community post right now. You could just send Pam the link and she could share it to us. Four-Eye Blackie.
Pardon me. Sometimes I sound like four stomach to Blackie.
Uh-oh.
I used to say Bob when I would burp when I was a kid, and sometimes I do that. Forget if I'm around someone and I burp and I say Bob, it's the nastiest sound.
I like beef. I like to say beef when I burp.
Beef.
Beef. I'll give it a burl if I remember one of my decent burps coming up. I think I grew up in an era in school where you'd try and do long burps and say the longest sentence possible while you're burping it out. I think that was how kids my age entertained ourselves back then.
Nola puts her glasses under a pillow. Sometimes I end up laying up. Yeah, I've had to have mine adjusted a few times for that, Nola. And I drop the phone every night or it falls out of bed and I never hear it. That's kind of scary. Say the alphabet and burp. That would be.
Yeah, that was always a fun challenge.
I don't have good burp skills.
I was going to ask you and Sarah earlier, and I forgot, talking about Easter, is there like a predominant religion in Australia? Like in England, it would be the Church of England, I'm sure, or the Episcopal Church.
Yeah, I'm not sure which is our most dominant one.
I have no idea.
Probably Catholic.
Oh, really?
I'm going to Google it.
Okay.
Ours is definitely Southern Baptist or Baptist.
I mean, I went to Catholic school. And so I wasn't really exposed to much other religions except for Jehovah's Witness, because they come around and tell you all about themselves. You can't avoid them.
The Church of Crocodile Dundee always says.
Yeah, it says, I think they've listed them in order of Catholic, then Anglican, then Uniting Church, Eastern Orthodox, and down through the other Christian religions.
What are you doing?
Sounds like she's smoking again. Coughing.
Oh, interesting stat. In 2016 Australian census, Catholic Church people were 22.6% of the population. People with no religion were 30.1% of the population. So it's funny that no religion is bigger than any other of the next closest religions. Interesting. Probably not very, but had to be done.
So,
Yeah.
do you remember how I was talking? This is a complete change of subject. So, sorry, it only just occurred to me that maybe I'm being rude. But I just remembered that the other day I was asking about the dolls and got you to show that doll, Mikey, and I couldn't find my dolls in my box. But I did find where some of the bits are of the ones that I was making. I found some of them.
Nice.
I thought I could flash them a little bit. They're not that exciting because really I've probably only got they're just all in pieces, and I was doing them and then I left them for ages. So they need working on. Except I have got little alpacas who are done, like a white one and a brown one and one with a horn. I've shown some of these before, but just not these particular ones.
Hang on, let me pull you up for a second. Oh, how
When you blow me
cute.
up, I can see just my messy room behind me.
I remember those.
Those are cute.
I remember those, yeah.
They are cute. And,
They're very cute.
you know, they can stand up on their own. They're very fluffy.
Fluffy.
Some of his fluffy's coming off. And then
Sounds like
I
me.
have a little fox that I needle felted, but I'm not very good at needle felting. I was trying to learn. I haven't been. He's got something on everything. He's been around for a while, that guy. But for the dolls, I've got like these ones. Like,
Oh, very cute.
it's got 3 horns.
Ah, that is. How cool. Yeah.
And who else have I got? So the thing is, they're not finished, so they're all just kind of like partially done ones that I've got. I don't know what its hair is doing there.
I like the ears on that one.
Yeah.
And like I said, so my cat kind of chewed them up a bit. Well, so some of them got completely destroyed. Some of them just got like ripped off their little bodies.
What is the hair made of?
It's just made out of wool.
Ah.
That's like just curly wool that I've needle felted into the heads. A little bit of a face. And oh yeah, see. Sorry, this is really fun because I actually haven't looked in here for ages. I have one like this with a little pointy nose.
Oh, he's cute.
Actually, that's right. One of my favorite ones had this little face, and that was the one the cat destroyed the most.
Oh,
This one he also chewed her up quite good, but sort of managed to fix some of the bits. But her horns are still gone because he pulled them off. But yeah, she did have horns on her. before he chewed them off and kind of messed her hair up. But they've actually got like okay, so she's got like a little body eventually, and I've got things like I made like a little jacket for one of them.
Oh,
It's made out of leather, and I don't know. I'm trying to see. I think this one went with this one, and maybe she had the jacket on. Hang on. Sorry if this is really irritating to watch. Let me just fiddle around. Yeah, so I think she had this like little outfit and a little jacket. The other sleeve is actually not on yet, because that's how I do stuff. Is I just do it and then I get distracted and do something else. And then she's gonna have her little head
oh,
or something.
that looks awesome.
Put her on the back. Yeah. And so yeah, I've got all little bits, dresses and legs and ears and starts of ones and arms in here. But yeah, but do you remember those, Mikey?
Of course I do.
No, because see, last time I was asking you, you can't remember them.
Well, to be honest, last time you were asking me, I thought you were talking about your little ones that you were making out of the polymer clay.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, upon seeing them,
It's been at least a couple of years since I've seen those guys.
yeah, it's been a wee bit.
Life got really shit for a while, and I have so many creative things, and I now have just so much less time to do them than I had before everything went to crap. So I keep looking at all my creative projects that are half done and being like, oh, I really want to do that, and I really want to do that. And, you know, hopefully I'll just manage to find enough time to squeeze little bits in here and there. But because I'm not good at just working through until something is finished, I just go with it while I feel inspired to do it. And when I don't feel inspired to do it anymore, I have to put it away. And so usually what I do is I do one thing. So that's where it's really good to like do heaps of drawing and I'll be really into it. And then suddenly I won't feel it anymore. But then I'll go and like make some jewelry and then I won't want to do that anymore. And then I'll sew and then I'll maybe, you know.
It's nice to have the options, though.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. That's what I like doing.
I mean, it would suck to have like 1,000 things that you're good at to be able to fiddle with.
Well, I'm just only mediocre at everything. But I just like doing it.
And that's the thing that counts, like you said to Bob earlier.
Correct. So
Wonder where I could get some little balls that'll roll around with ink on them. I think
You
they're
could probably
bearings.
find something like that at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
They were, oh, you know what? They were like the size of the larger marbles.
like ball bearings.
Yeah, they were like the size of large marbles. They looked like they were that size. And they were definitely heavy because when they rolled, you could hear them rolling. And then when they hit the side of the frame, you could hear the clack.
Because if it was me here, I would go to Bunnings. But I don't know what the equivalent of that is for you guys. Do you know, Mikey?
Lowe's.
Oh, yeah.
Other big hardware stores.
Home Depot.
Home Depot, that was the other one I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
What were they used for, did you say, Bob?
Oh, it was just a very short film I saw. Some artist channel. It was like a reel or a short. and they dropped 4 balls that either had ink, I guess it was black paint, and they rolled them on this paper that had a frame sitting on it, and I guess the frame and paper had a larger piece of hardboard or something they could tilt. So they rolled whatever they were, and of course they scattered, and a couple hit the far end of the frame and came back, and a couple went the other way. And then the next scene, they were painting inside those lines, but they didn't try to like get it exactly. There was a little margin between where they were painting. They were bright colors, like primary colors. And it was an abstract, of course, and it was framed and sold, but it was called A Man and Woman in a Chair. I didn't see that, but it was a cool painting. It was just a little, like 8.5 by 11 or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And
Sounds
I thought
like a nifty technique.
I could do that. Jesus. Kind of like coloring in a coloring book. Don't have to draw the lines or anything.
I'm going to vanish for a second to grab something.
Andrew, hello.
G'day, Andrew.
I do knitting, crocheting, and wood burning to vine leather. There are big marbles, Bob. We call them shooters. Yeah, we used to play marbles. That's another thing when we were kids. I mean, way back, like in the 60s, we used to play marbles. Everybody had their marbles.
Yep, I remember those.
They used to come in waves. And when I was in primary school, I think there was one stage when I was very young where marbles were big, and then they went out of fashion, and then they came back when I was older in elementary school. And yes, interesting how that one keeps coming back.
I actually saw a little, like a 10 or 15 minute, sort of like a mini documentary on how marbles were made. Wherever this place was, I think it was in New England. It's a family that's been making them for over 100 years, a long time. And they have the furnace and all that, and they all do it by hand. And they name the batches, different runs of stuff, and their people are investors that are there to claim, how many they were supposed to get and all that. It's pretty cool how they make them, though. Pretty cool.
Huawei says when Bob was a kid, all he had was a hoop and a stick, and his Mr. Potato Head was an actual potato.
That hoop and stick was right before me. That was my dad. He talked about that, and I'm like, but what is the point? He's like, that's all you had,
Hand-eye coordination, son.
It was right before me. They did have the Mr. Potato Heads. I remember when they came out, like in the 70s. I don't know. Uh-oh. The cat's out of the bag, pun intended. Cat trains dolphins.
Mr. Potato Head was invented and manufactured by George Lerner in 1949.
Oh, wow.
But was first distributed by Hasbro in 1952.
Oh, my God.
It was the first toy advertised on television.
Wow.
Long lived.
I was
Still
born
going
in
today.
I was born in 55. I don't remember it when I was a little kid, but we didn't get to watch TV except like an hour at night. So there you go.
Yeah, you're not getting many kids ads at night time, even back in the day.
No. Daniel says back in the 60s, his dad taught him to play with tops.
I was always mesmerised by tops. That was good fun. I had a few.
My eldest boy was so into tops when I was little, but so he loved anything that spins. So when he was very, very small, like I still have a drawing book, and it was like he drew in it a bit, but he used to like direct me to draw, and it's basically just a book full of drawings of fans because he wanted me to draw fans like this guy here that spins. So it's just like a drawing book full of drawings of fans, and he would just ask me over and over again to draw another fan and draw another fan. And I think that's why he started to like cars, because they have wheels that spin, and why he started to get into playing music, because like you know the CD players where it's like just like a little unit and you can pop up the lid and put the CD in, and so you can see it spinning inside. So he used to love to play CDs and watch them spin and love cars because they will spin, and we drew lots and lots of fans, and he used to spinning tops. He was a really, really little kid. That was just his favourite toy that he could have, was a spinning top.
My sister had a Mr. Potato Head. Divine Lovers.
Remember when Slinkies came out?
Oh, yeah.
I still love a good Slinky.
A Slinky Malinky.
Well, I like that too.
And what were the other thing? I never could get it to work. Oh, yo-yos. I didn't have the coordination to do those. But
I used to love those too.
They were another one that kept on. They were like a cyclical thing where they would be in fashion for 6 months and then out of fashion for a year or two and then back in fashion.
Yeah.
Did they ever have the little, light wood airplanes that you put together and threw? Like with the
yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, with the weight on the front. Yeah.
My boys love those too. I didn't have them. But
we used to fly kites. I mean, who would ever have the patience to do that now?
Oh, flying kites is a big deal in some areas. I know when I lived in Livingston has a lot of wind, and kites were a big thing. There's a kite shop, but kites aren't the same thing as they used to be. Now they're like really elaborate and fancy and expensive.
When I was probably 10 or 11, maybe that young, one of my sisters and her boyfriend at the time, they were very creative spirits, and they went through this patch where they were making all of their own pipes. So they had rolls and rolls of butcher's paper and rolls of rattan cane for shapes and stuff. And yeah, me and my brother were essentially their test pilots for all their different models and designs that they would make. I think they were mass producing little horseshoe shaped ones for a little while, and I think they were selling them off.
What I never liked, I think it was the hand-eye coordination too, was jacks. My sisters would play those all day. I didn't like that.
Yeah, people nowadays make jokes about stepping on Legos, but boy, you know when you stepped on a jack.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was my sister's era too, and didn't really come into my era. Pardon me, I didn't say beef.
Oh yeah, Daniel. That I had a stepdad, and he was real into the little gasoline airplanes that were like scale models that flew. And I had one of those U-2, like the spy plane, the U-2, and it had a camera in it and stuff. I've got a picture of me when I was like 7 or 8, and that's hanging on my wall. So stupid. We used to go fly those. And there were puzzles. Those were real popular back in the day.
What was it?
Puzzles. Like pieces, that you put together on a table.
Jigsaw puzzles. Yes.
Jigsaw, yeah.
Still do quite a few of those with the kids. They really enjoy it, but I find like I've got to kind of keep up the momentum, and then they get like drawn into it and do it. And then even if one of them gets frustrated and leaves, as long as I sort of stay there being interested in it, they'll draw back into it and keep going. It's actually really quite nice family time doing puzzles. I think I'm a big fan of just simple stuff.
Maybe I should give you my jigsaw roll.
Well, you said you were going to at one stage. But
skateboards, I guess, had came and gone also, because I remember when those came out when I was like 8 or 9 or 10, and I used to ride it all the time on the sidewalk down the hill by our house.
Yeah.
Go back up and ride back down.
So I just always used to ride a bike, but I wanted roller skates, and I was never allowed to have roller skates because my sister broke her shoulder on roller skates, so I was never allowed. And I felt so con. I used to go and visit with my sister and one of her friends just so that I could borrow her rollerblades and then like rollerblade around her house. I like never wanted to leave, and I remember begging her, please give them to me, and she wouldn't give them to me, surprisingly. But I just used to always go over there to ride on them, and it felt like I was breaking this big family rule. So I was really not allowed to have skates. But I also thought, well, rollerblades are not skates. And I love those things. I love them so much.
That was later on. I wasn't a kid anymore then, but we used to go to like the skating rink. It's like 10 miles away. And that was the big thing on Saturday night. When I say night, I mean like 6 to 9. And all the kids would go there. So much fun. You rent your skates.
I would have liked
Yeah,
that.
I used to do that too. Yeah.
I had one of those spider bicycles is what they called them, and it was purple, and I kept the spokes all clean on it, and the rims and shiny, and had the banana seat. It was pretty cool.
Very nice.
Could go anywhere you wanted, Stick rubber band planes. Oh yeah. We always said silly putty, Play-Doh. I mean, we did that when we were real little, like lifting color pictures off of cartoons and stuff with them. But it's amazing the toys that you don't see anymore. A Huffy, a bicycle, yeah.
So my mum made me some Play-Doh once, and she didn't have any food colouring, so she decided to colour it with turmeric, and that worked out really well. Everything that the Play-Doh touched got dyed yellow. Absolutely everything.
with quite some permanency as well.
Mm. Yep. If you've ever gotten turmeric on something and tried to get it off. However, I tried to dye some fabric with turmeric and it just didn't
Take.
stick as well as I thought. And I was like, every time if I eat something and I drop a tiny bit of turmeric food on my clothes, that will never ever come out. But I purposefully tried. I think that it might have been, maybe it's something
Polyester.
that it was with. No, because
No.
it was, well, I tried because we did this whole natural dyeing sort of thing. And so I was trying cotton, muslin, wool felt, and linen. They were the three things that I was trying out my dyes and tried to make dye from: cabbage and avocados and turmeric. And I can't remember if there was anything else in that one. I feel like there was. I can't remember what it was. It was fun, you know. We cut up fabrics and made dyes and hung all of our scraps on the line just with my kids. It was fun.
Nola Jane said she
What I
used to
really
work.
wanted. Go. I'm just.
Oh, no, Nola said she worked at a skating center in high school. Skate center.
I would have really liked to go to one of those.
It was really fun. It had pictures of all of like our parents and all of that, like 2 or 3 generations on the wall, all these old pictures. It was probably like in the 70s when we were skating. It was 40s and 50s pictures, all these on the wall. Susie Q's learning to skate. She posts a video every day about it. She's skating every day of this year.
Yeah, I've seen a few of hers with the skates on.
Yep. She broke her wrist or something.
You got to get back on the horse.
Yep. Did anybody have soap shoes? That doesn't sound familiar. The shoes with the string grinding plate in the middle. A plastic grinding plate in the middle.
Like for running around skate parks and stuff, doing rail slides with your shoes.
Oh, no, I didn't know about those.
I didn't have those.
Nor I.
There's Susie's skating channel. Thanks,
And
Mama.
you know, maybe I would have liked them because I used to go like to the skate park and then just like slide down the ramp on my butt, which is really scary because it actually goes like in. It's not like a slippery dip. But because I was never allowed anything to take there, lest I break my bones.
Yeah. We used to go from my grandmother's farm, if we could get an old box or get some cardboard, and we'd go way up in the hill, way up, probably a mile through the woods and pastures, and go up to what was called Water Tank Hill, and it had a great big water tank, and that's where everybody in town's water came from there, the pressure. And it was up on a big hill, and we would slide down the grass on our cardboard and then go back up and slide down.
Yeah.
We got a really good hill that's about, probably almost a kilometre walk away, but we used to do that mission with many cardboard boxes and spend the day over there just sliding our bums down the hill. It's great fun.
It was.
We had 2 options. We had like the beginner's hill over here that's a lot closer, but the ride was a lot shorter, and then the big one over there, which was a really good gradient and it was long, so you got a good ride out of it. But yeah, the walk back up wasn't the fun part.
Never had a broken bone as a kid. Never got anything broken. And I finally got a toe broken, and that was stupid from jumping off the house here. Stupid.
I like fainted and fell off the back of our carport. So we lived on a hill, so everything was like on stilts, and so the back was just open. And yeah, I was like playing on there, and the last thing I remembered was that I was packing up, and I closed this little suitcase of stuff that I had, and the next thing I woke up on the ground with a lot of pain in my foot, and it freaked me out. I wasn't very old, I don't know, 8 maybe, and I jumped up and ran inside, even though it turned out I had a broken bone in my foot. But when I went and told my mum what happened, she got like really angry. She didn't understand what had happened because I just run into the house, and I said I just fell over off the carport. She thought I tripped over at the front and that I was being stupid. So she was getting angry with me. I think she smacked me, put me in a cold bath, and I was like freaking out. And she was going, and then finally my friend who had been with me came in and said, no, she fell off the back of the carport. And then Mum was like, oh, I'm really sorry, and she took me to the hospital.
Mhm.
Anyway, that was my first broken bone.
My first broken bone was my jaw. Not a fun one to experience as a kid.
Oh.
I got T-boned running across the playground by another kid. Big head impact.
Ouch.
Must have been a hard. Yeah.
Other kid was fine, and I end up with a broken jaw.
Yeah.
I don't recommend them. They're not fun.
No. So I also had a break in my jaw from getting hit by a car on my bike. That was completely my fault. So where I lived, there was like, was because it was up on a hill. There was this one hill that you could sort of like, I could ride up the hill and then ride down, and then you came out around the corner and up the next bit of hill. And usually you would slow down, but this one day I was like, I am just going to keep going with my momentum, and I flew out of that corner, and there was a car there, and then the car like biffed at me, and so I was like, oh, and I did like one of these ones, and then there was another car behind them, and they got me. So, you know, I think that they felt like really guilty, even though it was absolutely my fault for flying out with no helmet on right in front of all the cars.
They didn't have the helmet laws or stuff when we were kids. You just,
No, nobody wore helmets when I was a kid.
no.
Well, I don't even think it was a law, but there were helmets. I think I owned a helmet. But like, why would you go and put an annoying, uncomfortable helmet on when you just can ride around free with the wind through your hair?
They were certainly around for quite a while before they became compulsory.
Yeah.
It was always fun to tease the kids who were wearing helmets when they didn't have to.
Oh.
And then, you know, you could be the cool kid when the law came in, and it was the law to wear the helmet. But it was cool to put your helmet on but not buckle it up. Just have the strap dangling. Freaking rebels. You
Yep.
go, kids.
I think helmets became a thing when my kids were riding bikes, but there was like no such thing when I was a kid. But then when I was a kid, we used to like, the cool thing was for parents to have a station wagon so you could ride in the back of the station wagon. And now that's like, they don't do that either.
Well, I guess back then, even helmets for motorbikes weren't compulsory, were they, in a lot of states?
I don't really remember.
They weren't in Tennessee because an older kid I might have been 10, and some kid had one. He was 15 or something, and he just took me down the street and back. Oh my God, my mother was waiting with a belt. I mean, I never got on one again. We didn't get the soap in the mouth. That was a waste. She skipped all those steps. Well,
I had
broken every bone.
a cousin of mine in Sydney. We were staying with them way back long ago, and she would swear in front of her parents, which I thought was absolutely atrocious behaviour. And I'd heard her mum threaten her many times with the "I'll wash your mouth out with soap." So I said to her, "What if she actually washes your mouth out with soap?" And she takes me into the bathroom and she chews on some soap and puts water in her mouth and squishes it all around, just to show how idle that threat was, that she didn't care.
Damn, she was a badass.
Oh.
Yeah. But they were also the parents that let their kids, drink and smoke and whatnot well before the appropriate ages. So, some rules for some things and some for others, I guess. And both those parents had foul religion.
In the video that I sent you last night.
What's that?
Did you listen to the audio in the video that I sent you last night?
Yeah, I had to go back and have a second listen because the first time I clicked on it, I didn't have enough volume, but I could hear an interesting conversation was taking place.
It was only just chance. I just happened to be there, and then I had, was approached with the conversation of how the bus driver plays the news, and the news had an article, and guess what? This is what it said.
Did you fact check it? I'd be intrigued.
No, I didn't fact check it. I just listened, and I went, no, nothing. I just
essentially what the news article was saying was that it's legal and okay for kiddies to drink at home if they're being supervised by adults. But I'm not 100% sure if that's entirely accurate.
It's actually not, because kids' organs aren't developed enough for that kind of toxin removal. Alcohol is a toxin.
I mean,
maybe it's for ethnic stuff, like, the Italians and French whose kiddies must drink wine with their meal.
Well, and European kids grew up drinking wine, so I don't know. Oh, Jesus, this plant's dead. Shoot.
Crispy.
so I just did a little search, and I haven't gone any further into it, but the main thing that comes up says only a parent or guardian or a person authorized by the parent or guardian may supply alcohol to a minor at an unlicensed premises, including a family home. However, the supply must be consistent with the responsible supervision of the minor. In New South Wales.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
So obviously, if you let them get drunk, that's not responsible supervision, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I think the law is trying to encourage, educating your kids on proper use of alcohol, but I'm sure the law is abused more times than it's adhered to.
Well, and you have to drink a certain amount of it before it would become toxic to a young person or an adult. Everything's bad for you,
Even the air we breathe.
Jesus, I told the pain doctor the other day, I find if I take 2 extra strength Tylenol with my whatever the pain pill is that has a little Tylenol in it, he said, oh, no, don't take that. I'm like, I only have to take 1 pain pill, though. He's like, no, don't do that. Take two. And I'm like, whatever.
Hmm.
Whatever.
Oh, that's come a long way.
He's done, I think. I think. They don't know what else to do now. What are you drawing, Mikey?
Yeah, nothing.
Just
Oh, cool.
I need to see up closer.
I don't know which way it goes, as usual.
Now, do you have plant life in
No.
mind, or
Do I have a plan in mind?
yeah,
No, I just
just
spit lines out.
kind of looks planty to me.
What was that noise?
That was me spitting some lines out.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going. I never know where it's going. That's why they're never finished.
It's hard to know where they're going.
That's the joy of abstractisms. Doesn't have to be anything. Just can look like shit and can still be something in someone's mind.
I'm gonna try to pick up my biggest corn snake, so if I cuss, it bit me.
We shall anticipate your cussing with eagerness.
Oh, come on. Hanging on with his tail, just the very end of it. Come on, buddy. There we go. Look at you. How pretty. Yeah. It's getting big. All right.
Is this the one you traded for mites the other day?
No, the corns haven't got it yet. So
Oh.
far, I don't see any in here. I don't know how.
Good.
No, the one I treated last week is got to have another treatment. I'm glad you said that because it'll be tomorrow. But haven't seen any on it. It ate last night. Come on, you go back in. Dang. All right.
What did you just do there? Oh, yes.
Did the fellas get your armoire yet?
I don't think they've got him back yet. I'm so annoyed by that name. Tell them. I haven't heard them. She hasn't barked, so don't know. They could be there, but they might not be. It's a mystery.
The mystery of the armoire.
The other thing is, I don't necessarily even want it, but I'm just like hard to refuse. But I'll take it and I'll try and put blankets in the TV space.
Well, at least once it's in your possession, you'll probably get to stop hearing the word armoire.
Oh, do you think so? Because I think I will spend years hearing about how I was gifted an armoire.
Ah, yeah, righto. Yeah, I forgot that aspect of the personality.
You
Or
ever
how's
heard?
your armoire going?
You ever heard shift robe?
It's very
Heard
pretty,
what?
Bob.
Shift robe. That's what
What's
my
that?
grandmother used to call in her bedroom was a shift robe. It was like a standing closet thing that had drawers, and she could hang things on the other side. I don't know the origin of that word, but shift robe.
Shift robe?
Shift robe. I think so it's pronounced, but I could be wrong. I'm
I've
not.
never, I've never heard him called that before myself.
I haven't heard that.
I'll look it up.
Well, so my mum is giving me something she bought just from the tip shop, and then it was too big for in her house. And what it is it's kind of like a Thai TV unit. It's like a cupboard for you to put your TV in. And it's got spaces for, but yeah, she's calling it an armoire, but it's a TV unit.
I thought an armoire, like a high dresser. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not what this is.
Yeah.
That's why it's annoying me, but I can't correct her, so I just keep like being grateful that she's. Thank you. That will be lovely. Because if I correct her, she'll feel really upset
Right.
because she's that kind of lady.
Same kind of lady that wouldn't let you wear skates. Oh,
That's right.
the heart of the woman.
And slapped me in the face when I broke my foot.
Shift robe. Oh, it's and it's exactly what it is.
Hey, vibes.
Yeah, good dog, bro. I don't know what to draw. I don't know where to start.
Plant line.
I've got all different sizes.
Oh shit! I copied this and I can't even put it in the chat now. Let me go back and read it. Dummy. A shift robe, also schiffer robe or schiffer robe, is a closet-like piece of furniture that combines a long space for hanging clothes, that is, a wardrobe or armoire, with a chest of drawers. Typically, the wardrobe section runs down one side of the piece while the drawers occupy the other side. It may have two enclosing doors or have the drawer fronts exposed and a separate door for the hanging space. Of course, it's got pictures of them. Cool. Cool. What about an armoire? Let's see what that is since it's a link. We're getting our furniture education. And then it's got armoire shift robe, armoire wardrobe closet, armoire versus shift robe. Wow. So armoire. Armoires are still made, by the way. IKEA makes them. Aren't they like a Scandinavian? I don't know. I can't find the definition. Here we go. Nope, that's a commercial. It looks like an armoire doesn't have the drawers in the top. It just has the two doors that open, and they are tall. I've seen TV stands kind of like this, but they're modern, not like this. Cool. Vibes is here. What's cracking, Vibes? Swedish, yeah. Pam's first car growing up was a Flintstones car. Who do you think said that?
Probably Grasshopper.
You got it.
But actually, my first car was a 65 Barracuda.
My mother had those.
Youngsters probably don't realize it was a pretty awesome first car, actually.
Yeah, I remember the windows on the back.
Yeah. Had an 8-track player and put the speakers in the back of the funnel part in the back of the car. So the sound would kind of echo around.
A lot of people probably never even heard.
Probably don't even know what an 8-track player was.
No, that's what I was going to say.
Because I'm old.
It says, Blackie, are you muted? It says.
I've been saying so much stuff and I forgot to unmute myself after my coughing spasms before. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
Basically, what I did was when Pam said her first car was a Barracuda, I went ding digga 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 ding ding, and then I said that I do that every time Pam says about her first car,
Barracuda.
and that it was possibly still is to this day Heart's best song.
Heart. I was going to say Blondie, and I knew it wasn't Blondie. Same era.
What was your picture you showed, Pam?
Oh, it's just my drawing so far.
It's looking very. I love the colors. Like it's really.
I love playing with color. I'll show you.
Yeah, nice.
It's coming
Wow.
together nicely.
Beautiful.
Certainly doesn't look like an albatross anymore.
My house is getting cold.
Cold.
It
What's cold?
got up to 50, but it's like in the 30s now. I might have to go get my coat though, because I'm getting cold.
Was anybody interested in buying any of the art?
Oh yeah, we should show our art again. I'm going to go get my jacket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Sarah up to show her art and to see if anybody's interested in it. We don't have a whole lot of people, so I'm not like real optimistic, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's like 3 streams going at once. before.
Okay, Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, I will be right back. I'm gonna go get my jacket. So you're gonna be up for a few minutes while I go back and find my jacket.
Yeah, I'll try my best. I'm going to do what I did last time because this is what I'm drawing now. Okay.
Yeah, he
I
looks
like
related
it
to my
first, even though it's just different. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. So I've got happening, and I did just finish this one.
Nice.
I don't remember you ever having a webbed foot on anything.
What was that?
I don't remember. I don't remember you ever having webbed foot on anything.
Yeah, I don't think I have because I've had ones like what's that other one? He's got
Webbed ears.
yeah, I do those up on my head a lot, but yeah, I don't think I've ever given one
Cool.
of those feet before. So that's a little tiny one.
Not even Dan's dragon. No.
No, well, I usually do pointy feet
Mhm.
most of the time. Look, pointy feet.
Yeah.
This one has the little. I think I said I was gonna. My brain, like, I feel like it would learn by now how it works, but it hasn't learned. This one, which I love this one. I know I said it before, but it's true.
Hey, Travis.
I'm very proud of it.
G'day, Joe.
Little flash. Oh, I'm just gonna keep that one aside.
Go on. No, can you show that wormy one again? That we were still confused whether it's wormy or not.
All right.
That's not the
Oh,
one. No, I'm thinking of another one. There was another one that was sold, I think.
He's so cool.
Yes. I concur. And yeah, and then the 20s. See, pointy feet.
Yeah.
I like them pointy.
It is awesome.
This one.
That's awesome. Hi, Travis.
You see what Daniel Velez said to you, Pam?
Yeah, his first car was a '74 Dodge Challenger. That was one of my good friends had one of those.
I think my first car was something called a Subaru L series. It was not cool. I was happy to have it until somebody drunk drove into me and smashed it.
My crazy cousin Butch, I talk about sometimes, he had, I think it was a 71 was the first year they came out with those Challengers. He had an orange one, excuse me, with a white vinyl top or white convertible top and white racing stripes. YouTube colors. Way underpowered.
That eye on that one's so choice. As well as all the other bits and
Oh, the
doodads
eye
in
is
there.
just wonderful on that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Looks like you're looking into it.
Big
The
time.
depth.
It looks a lot like those, like the flat eyes that, like the iris in the center or whatever kind of rolls around like on dolls and stuff, except it looks more realistic than that.
looks like it will snatch your soul.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
That's my little pile. Oh, look.
So if anybody is interested in any of those, throw out a bid and say which one you like.
It's funny. And Andrew says the Dukes of Hazzard wrecked 333 charges or whatever you want to call them.
Wow.
But how come Volkswagen Beetles weren't harmed by Hitler's involvement? Hey?
I don't have that answer, but I'm going to vanish for a second and be back.
The price of, I don't know.
Yeah, let's go, babes. Yeah.
I guess, were they popular European cars and then became popular here? That's a good question.
Well, he was one of the driving forces behind the production of the Beetle.
Yeah. I used to hear he designed it, but I don't think that's accurate.
No, I think he just oversaw the design of it, even though he was quite the renowned artist, some would say. But yeah, I don't think he designed it. I think he was just overseeing the production and making sure that the Third Reich had this particular automobile.
Well, let me see. Snake oil. Let me see. Yeah, I'm in no hurry, but I'm just reminding you of your time. If you're watching it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not, but well, I guess I am.
I'm going to end up having to pay for time this month no matter what I do, so I'm not really too worried about it because, yeah.
All right.
I've got, after tonight, I've still got like 4 or 5 days left. And right now I've got like half an hour left on the free time, so I'm going to end it. That's not going to stretch for 4 or 5 streams. It just isn't going to. Maybe some people would say I'm too pessimistic, but you know, what can I say?
We'll work it out.
Hi, where did you go? Did you go? Take care. Yeah. Don't dig me. Don't ever lick me. Never ever.
Huawei says Adolf Hitler had a portrait of one man that hung over his desk. That man was Henry Ford.
Really? Wow. What's the term called
the scientific term where they were trying to eradicate the Jews.
Genocide.
No, well, that's one, but that's not the. There's the less repulsive term.
Diaspora.
Nope, I haven't heard of that one, but no. Dang.
That's what it was called back in Moses' time.
Some of the reading, though, about how that was not just a German thing, but also in this country around that time and before. What's that called? I don't know. Watch out, worm. This is my new little girl that I got to breed with another new ball python to get his genes out. She's a pastel butter. She's been in quarantine 2 weeks today. No mites, no cold, no nothing. Kim, will you blow me up?
Yes, I will. Hang on.
She's a pretty girl, and she's sweet, sweet, sweet. There's a sweet girl. I looked for like 3 hours at Lexicon and found her.
Oh, this is pretty, very pretty and big.
She's a big girl, yeah. She's ready to breed. She's a breeder. And that's what I wanted. The downside is she hadn't eaten for 2 weeks because she was lit on live mice. But we're still working on it. She gets excited when she smells the thawed, but she won't take them yet. So I might have to get her a mouse or two. She's a sweet, sweet girl.
Cute.
He's got all of those genes in him. He's a blackhead, pan, mahogany red, and she's a pastel butter. So there'll be some gorgeous babies. Hang on out right there. Jesus. I was trying to get her better, and I look like a corpse.
She's really beautiful.
Mm.
You don't have to leave me with him. I just wanted to show her off because she is pretty.
But she's very pretty.
Someday I'll be able to do that Brazilian rainbow with his hope. I hope. Let's see, comments. Eradicate, no. Euthanasia, cleansing, those are all great guesses, but it's not the word. Damn it. And y'all are like, we don't care anymore, Bob. It was designed to carry a machine gun in the bonnet, Kiwi said. Hey, Kiwi.
Yeah, I've heard that. Engine in the back, bonnet in the front.
I had a Volkswagen Beetle, I don't know, it was like 5 or 6 years ago, and they put the engine in the front. I don't know when they changed it, but
Probably when they stopped needing machine guns in the front.
I didn't realize I could have a machine gun up there. Holocaust, no. What is that word? It fits it perfectly. It's not ethnic cleansing. My spelling's not right for. Thanks, Kat. She's a sweetie. I need a name for her. Y'all got any cool names? See how calm she is? And she's just like, oh, that's just Bob. She doesn't size me up. Girl, you need to eat a mouse. I'm going to send you a date. Yeah. If y'all want to mate. Not Holocaust. My Uncle Jack almost lost his life over there fighting the Nazis, fatally wounded, and survived. Now damage in his neck. Oh,
Brutal.
sounds awful. Damn it. I'm going to find that word and put it in the comments if I don't forget. After the stream. Hey, girl. The reason none of us can think of it is because it's not a common word, but it was the word that these articles I read use and video documentary. Snakey the Snake Face. No. Awesome name, but no. What's really cool is the guy told me he got her in as a trade. Somebody lost a good snake. Well, maybe they got a better one. Mixed snake face. VW was initially meant for military use, like the Jeep is for USA. Pam, now that it's getting warmer, are you going to be getting your snake soon from
I hope so. Pretty soon.
George?
I hope so.
Annihilation, no.
I gotta start thinking about getting the stuff I need, huh?
Yeah, not annihilation. It was a systematic destruction of a certain race, or
Genocide?
no, guess that one. It's not as offensive as genocide. Hey, girl, you are pretty. I mean, you're pretty. You are. When my great nephew Cole held her, I said, "You want to hold her?" Because I was holding her, like this. And he's like, "How do you trust her?" And I'm like, "I can tell by her body language, And I said, "You want to hold her?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Be a man. Come on." He's 22. And he held her, and she got up in his face. And I said, "She's just looking to see if you have something for her or what's going on." So that was a big step. He'd never held one. That half track they built. Annihilation. No, it's not that harsh a word. It's all sugar coated.
My bloody lid just exploded off my soda stream bottle. Nearly took my hand off.
Too much gas. You got to perfect your technique.
Overgassed it. Pardon me.
Final solution. No, it's one word. I'll look it up and figure it out. Albert Einstein, some of the people back in that time in the first part of the last century were really actually advocated for it, and Einstein was one of them. I remember people that you would really be surprised. Some of the presidents like in the 1920s.
Yeah, I think Henry Ford was. I remember reading somewhere that he was like basically a Nazi.
He was hearing that about the pictures. What kind of, I guess, sparked that, because he was one of them.
Eugenics.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Ah, yeah.
Eugenics. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? Until you know what it is. Look at you. You are just the most personable girl. Yeah, you are. You are a classy lady. You really are. It's probably like get that damn light out of my eyes. It's a, hey Honda Acura, it's a ball python or a royal python. It's like the #1 snake that people keep in the hobby, or like a corn snake, or they pretty much just like lay around unless you stimulate them. They like to hang out under in some dark area, and some people keep them like in the drawers and the cabinets.
Good night, Daniel.
Good night, Daniel.
See, Dan?
And they seem perfectly happy. I just like to see mine better than that. There's that channel that Mike and I both watch called Snake Discovery, and it's a big channel, and they were pairing theirs in a video, like the different kinds, but not the ball pythons, but doing their pairings for the season. And they had drawers that pulled out, and they were large, like double drawers, and they were taller than what you usually see. Plus, you could see through the front through a window. And those were nice.
Really? Okay. Hello, darling.
Does that mean the armoire's arriving?
Apparently, well, Soren's here, and it's been empty and no people here for a while. I thought they got caught in a muffin trap, but we did, he says.
Thanks, Huawei.
I'm just gonna.
You know, Grasshopper is an awesome, awesome mod. You don't see them like that all the time.
Sorry, Bob, I cut into what you were saying then about old mates and their pairings.
Hang on, I'm just gonna.
Oh, I was just saying on that Snake Discovery channel, and he's got it posted there. They had a video, I think it was out, 2 days now, and they were doing their pairings for the season. And it was like bull snakes and stuff that I don't usually keep. The hognose snakes are real popular. Those are expensive. But they were just doing pairings, and I was saying their drawers, their setups, when they pulled them out, it was like a big dresser drawer, kind of. But it was like twice as deep and twice as wide as you see, the ball pythons usually kept in. And they had like a window on the front that you could see in before you opened it. So I know those were expensive setups, really nice. It is a fun channel, Trash Cat. It really is. I love Emily. What's his name? Is it Daniel? Yeah, they're great. They're awesome. They know so much snake stuff. Pam, if I go visit them, can I stay with you and the cats?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I said, can I stay with you? You don't get a lot of snakes that just look at you unless they're thinking evil stuff or they're scared, and she's not either. You're just a smart snake.
One of my kids is sad he might not make it to the gelati shop in time. I'm going to just come and see if I need to offer any direction as to where the armoire is going to live. And I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
I can't wait to see this armoire now.
It's a freaking TV unit. Back soon.
Oh my God, she's watching the screen. Nobody's offering a name for you. Look at that, she's watching the screen. All right.
It's probably the warmth pointing at the warmth bit.
There actually is a light right behind that that's warm. We're on top of this other corn snake thingy.
That one's female, I believe. Cat's asking what gender that one is.
I can't see the comments. I only have a choice of comments or pictures, and every time I take the comments down, then there's a question. Thanks, Blackie. Yeah, she's a female. And I've got a really nice boy over there for you. I think she's as big as the male I've got for her. Yeah. Need to weigh her. They say 14 to 1600 grams just if you go by weight. She's almost 3 years old, so she's definitely old enough. Just see that screen now. You want it, huh? You want it. I wonder if she'd stay around my neck. That would just be so cool. I bet she won't. I don't know. Still got you. Still got you. Oh, no. Don't be sorry, Cat. I'm just saying I'm aggravated with that. I just use my cell phone. I could go get on my computer, but then the birds would be screaming. They love to talk to Pam. What would you name her, Cat, if she were your snake? She's prettier than the camera shows her. Everything is, of course. She's actually a butter yellow. Not a sunflower yellow, a butter yellow. And some beautiful gold and almost some green mixed between it.
Cat says orchid. It's not bad.
I've got a snake named Lotus. I like that. I like that. Orchid it is.
Nice. Sold to Cat.
All right. Girl, you better get back up here. That worm is back there. She might bite you. She really is. And she's so patient. I'm hoping she'll just lay there and go to sleep. And actually, I haven't named her the one I'm going to mate her with either. I'll get him out another stream. We'll name him. I noticed on Snake Discovery, every single snake they had a name. Like one of them was Mr. Wilson, I guess from like Dennis the Menace. Just they all had names. With the breeding thing, their sons, though, I guess you have to have everybody. What? Oops.
Do
Everybody in chat gets to name one. Cool. I'm gonna have to.
do snake breeders or any reptile breeders have to microchip or anything like that?
That's a great question. I've never heard anybody talk about that.
Because one would imagine that would be a pretty sensible option for snake owners to do their pets.
Especially for the ones, some of those like the banana ball pythons. I have one. I think I paid $250 for him. He's a baby, but those were $10,000 just 3-4 years ago.
Wow.
10,000.
Yeah,
of
I bet.
A lot of people lost a ton of money, and a lot of people made a ton of money back then. But yeah, to microchip one of those, because they do get stolen. Snakes do. Where are you going?
I would imagine that most people that have snakes worth thousands of dollars are definitely microchipping them. They'd have to. It'd be silly not to.
I think I'm going to ask that on one of the big fish channels. I know at the things that I'll go to, the replicons and stuff, they're locked. They're all locked, but still you hear of people stealing them. So maybe because they like unlock like a 10 or 20 a whole row. It's like a bar through there. Most of them, not individual. Hey, Anthony. Yeah. This is my new little girl here, and Kat just named her Orchid. She's so sweet.
Hey, Anthony. How's it going, brother?
He's got an awesome ball python from George. Anthony, do you know if people, and George would know too probably, microchip their snakes? And I also wonder, she's giving me little tongue kisses, if people insure their snakes. I'm sure they do, or they can. That might be something insurance would require. Girl, she's behind my ear.
I love when they get into certain spots and it gives you goosebumps through your body. So nice.
Bob might tell you something different, but he named one of his frogs after me. I still have that frog. Exhausting, getting ready to take kiddo camping tomorrow. Just one day, though. That sounds like fun. Where are you going? There's a lot of cool places there to camp. Not sure about microchips. I'll ask George next time if I see him. Sam the frog. Is it poisonous? No and no. It's grasshopper.
It's got a nasty bite.
Yeah. It's got a great sense of humor. It tells jokes all the time, too. She doesn't seem like this is foreign to her at all. She seems happy here. Let's see. Malibu. Oh, Malibu. I drove through there once, driving down the Pacific Coast Highway. Or actually with a friend that was driving. Beautiful there.
Kiwi saying, where would you microchip a snake? Wouldn't it work itself out due to shedding? No, I think you'd do it the same way that you do a dog or cat and get it underneath the skin and probably somewhere behind the jawbone on a snake would be the best spot for it, not necessarily on top of its head, somewhere off to the side a wee bit. But yeah, it's only the outer layer of skin that sheds when a snake's skin sheds. So get it underneath that dermis and you're set, I assume.
Did you go down there and have a face-to-face with the worm? across the street from the beach. Yeah, she's squeezing. It's actually a real nice feeling. The ball python holds on to you and hugs. It's just a gentle squeeze. There she is. She's liking that I'm sitting here with all this weight and heat I'm generating. All the body surface, I'm sure. She's biding her time.
Yeah, it's a slow game.
Yeah, she's sizing me up to eat me, you know. It's one of this snake nests that they measure you to see if they can eat you. You have to take me in a few hundred meals, girl. It'll take a while. I think she likes the heat from my shoulders coming up and all the surface area. There goes a squeeze. Did Pam come back?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I can't see I'm looking at chat.
I never went anywhere. I'm just working away.
I thought you did. Oh, it was Sarah that left.
Yeah.
Yeah, for her armoire.
She's got to work out where to put the armoire.
Yeah. Oh, that feels good. She's actually massaging my neck. I'll be on the hunt for a species of millipedes that glow in the dark. Really? You mean camping?
I think he means while he's out camping, he's going to be looking for those guys. And of course, yeah, you don't need a torch to search for them if they're going to be glowing.
Collect them, maybe? Would you keep a millipede in with your ball python, Anthony? Is it bioactive? Yazik, stop.
That sounds like it'd be pretty sensible because they wouldn't prey on one another, would they?
Mm-mm. That came up on our reptiles stream last night. Somebody was asking, and none of us really knew the answer, but I would think as long as it wasn't camping, as long as it wasn't a toxic, that might accidentally hurt the snake or bite it. Or
do people use those what do you call them? Polywogs? Those little roly beetles?
Roly-polies.
Yeah.
Isopods. Isopods.
Oh, isopods, that's them, yeah. Do people put them in snake enclosures for the bioactive effect?
I've got them in these, with the corn snakes, and they eat their sheds and all that. I can never remember what kind I have in there. They're like a designer kind. I've got another culture of them here, powder orange. They're all in there. If I stir it up, like when I pulled that dead plant out, I saw a bunch of them down in there. Isn't a polywog a baby frog? Huawei wants to know.
Well, in some tongues, I think polywogs were supposed to be baby toads and tadpoles are baby frogs. But I think both terms have been conflated to mean the same thing over the years, centuries.
That's a word you don't hear very often. I've heard you use it before, but conflated.
Conflated.
Some do excrete cyanide. The ones I'm looking for do. Well, I wouldn't put that in there then, I don't think. Yazi? Damn.
Sounds like Anthony's just looking for a convenient source of cyanide.
I know, right? Well,
A little bit in the fridge for a rainy day.
Yeah. Americans don't know the difference.
I'm not even sure if my facts are correct, Huawei. So don't play the race card with me.
started to say, where's the snake's head? But all I got to do is turn my camera on. Oh, look at her. She just tucked herself in there. How cool.
Hmm.
Nice.
Who needs jewelry?
Right? Because you've got a snake. It's free of mice. Hey. Pam's getting a lot of work done, I can say. I wonder if Sarah needs a TV stand. Or
No, I think she's using it as like a linen cupboard.
here she comes. Blackie, be quiet. You're letting people in on my plans.
She went to come and rescue that. So nice. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, hang on. You wanted to see the armoire, did you? Do you want me to go and take a picture? It's not
Sure.
really. It's just a cupboard, and I didn't put the drawers in it because I think I'm going to move it still. But then I also have a child who's been stressing that he's not going to get gelati, so I've been trying to organise that. So his brother's going to take him for gelati, but I can go and take a picture of the cupboard.
What's gelati? Should know, but I don't.
Just like Italian ice cream.
It's a
Fancy. Fancy European word for ice cream.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Pilates like an exercise or something. Yeah. Oh, that looks great, Pam.
Nice. You guys are so rapid.
Look at all the color. Is it finished?
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Did that in like an hour?
Couple hours.
Is that your duck? Can I see it?
Yeah. Hang on.
I would like that. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Turned out
beautiful.
really nice.
I really did.
It's very cool. What sort of duck's that one? Is that another mallard?
Mallard.
Very sweet. Thank you.
And yeah, like Kat said, the colours look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Fucking midges.
They're the worst.
Sarah, did you notice my scarf?
Yeah. Yeah. That looks
It's
good.
very good. I'm very jealous.
It's under my second chin down there. She's there though. She settled herself. I put her up there and then she settled. She likes to watch that screen. She never stops looking at it though.
That little face is very, very cute. Poking out like that.
I think Becky's right. I think she senses the heat off of it. Well, of course she does. Yeah. They see like in infrared, kind of sort of like that. I bet I look like I'm on fire, as warm as I am.
They speculate that it's like an overlay because their normal eyesight is not so hot, but somehow the Jacobson's organ and the thermal sensors and down there, whatever they call them, pits, thermal pits maybe,
Yeah.
sort of overlays that infrared kind of thermal image over top of their normal vision.
I like those pits. They look like they have one of the old antique Buick grills, the waterfall grill.
Which?
The Buick. Or is it Oldsmobile? No, it's Buick.
You guys have some really beautiful old cars. They might be like unaffordable to drive. I don't know. Is like fuel to drive your car as expensive over there as it is over here? I wonder.
You know, I went to the Arc the other day and Bob's Fashion Hour, right? And gas was $3.15 a gallon for regular, and I just picked up a rental car, and my truck's been repaired. But anyway, then when I left 6 hours later, it was $3.45 at the same place, and it was on empty, so I had to buy.
But so, how much is a gallon compared to a liter?
3.8 litres.
About four, almost four.
Ours is like about $2.20 a liter.
Ooh, where are you getting your fuel?
Anywhere. I get mine at the cheapest place that I can. And yeah, I think it's like $2.19.
Isn't that about twice as much there then? Almost.
Yeah, but we're only going by the litre though. So, yeah,
four liters.
and then you got to factor in
There's enough for you guys to get
exchange.
You did not. You did not.
Oh my God.
Don't be lying.
Each get a phone, and you can.
Now, if it was Bob's streams, it'd be different.
Yeah, there would be some in there, me telling those Butch stories. 39 matches and 259 videos for the word dildo.
Okay, I trust you to know me well enough. That one from last time. Yes. All right. Thank you. I love you. I trust you.
Oh my God, did I say that word in front of a child?
What did you say? I don't think he was listening.
If you didn't hear him, maybe he didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't hear. I
Okay.
think he was preoccupied by the prospect of gelati.
Good. Okay.
So what's happened is that their dad came to see them, but then went with my oldest son, but actually ended up taking all of them to go to my mum's house, where they got in a trap with my mum because she talks a lot for a really long time. But they picked up a cupboard and dropped it off, and now the dad's gone, and the kids are all like, we didn't get any gelati, so they're all going to go and get gelati. And his mind has been occupied by gelati for quite a few hours now.
I was just reading what Sam typed in the chat. I won't again because it's going to get me in trouble. I didn't realize he was standing there because I had the pictures down.
I'm surprised that there's that many matches. But you know,
There's
like,
a
if it
little
was my stream, I'd be all like, you know.
Yeah, there's a little bit of conjecture about whether that was an actual search that Huawei's participated in, or whether he's just making up facts.
He's done that a time or two before.
He should have went a little bit more conservative. Like 34 even seems too many. But like Sarah says, 34 seems like the amount of times that you'd probably hear it on 250 odd of my videos, but not in pants.
Okay.
It's only been about 13 or 14 times that we've talked about dildos on my stream.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be.
Okay, now you're adding to it, Blackie. Now we're up to like 40 times.
Right?
Oh, I've gone off screen.
Well, so I was going to say
Might
it doesn't have to be a
face.
specific conversation about dildos. Maybe the word dildo just comes up in a different conversation. So I'm adding.
See, now I'm up to 50 already.
Yep.
Yeah. This is what I just did.
That is awesome.
I'm wondering if I'm going to draw more on it, but I kind of think I'm not.
I kind of like it just like it is.
Yeah, I think it's kind of saying, yeah, I'm done, and I'm like, oh, but I want to fill that space, but it's telling me it's done. That's what I think. I think that's it.
It's pretty cool.
I like him. And it's on this. These ones are so cool. They're so firm and thick. I don't know. They please me great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome though.
I've got to charge my phone a bit because it's about to die.
Yeah, you took me off screen before, just in time for me to doing my pretend innocent face about using particular words to up the count of the words. And then Sarah goes and jumps on the bandwagon as well, whether wittingly or unwittingly.
They're a land between witting and unwitting.
We yes. I think we added at least a dozen between us. Huawei's probably going to do this. Oh, and look out. He's backing his claim up with evidence.
But what's the new count? How many times did we add? Okay. Here's where it's at. Also, Mikey, you're not looking at any of your messages. Here's what I think. Oh, whoops, I bid it. So you get a little bit of my spit germs on it. If you... Alright. I was thinking I'm going to decide to color it because if I wreck it, what's the worst I can do is just wreck it. That doesn't matter, does it? So I'm going to add color to this drawing.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think so. I'm happy with my choice. It sort of was like dangling over my head, going, and I feel really good now I made the choice. That's so sweet, Pam. I really like it.
I like the colors turned out good in it.
All the colors are just really good. Like, absolutely. There's just like that right balance of vibrancy and color. And because a lot of the ones recently that you've done, you know, with all the fur colors and browns and things, but this is like that little pop and between the reflection and plus duck colors are always joyous, aren't they?
Yeah, I love playing with the colors. Marshmallow, hello.
Gonna try and suck some water up into my pen. Ooh, who's that? Some bug just came and flew into my paint water jar and around it, and then it disappeared. And I don't know who it was. That's enough.
Marshmallow says, is this a party? She must have heard us talking about dildos.
Well, that's always what makes a party, isn't it? Once you bring out the dildos, party's on.
I don't know. It would clear a room for me.
Where's she looking now?
What'd you say, Sarah?
I was asking where your snake is looking because she still seems quite relaxed and like she's hanging out, but I can't see her little face anymore.
She definitely noticed the birds when I walked past. Oh, cool. No,
Oh yeah, so this is the cupboard, and like if you open that up, what it has is it's sort of like open at the back as well, and it has all the spaces for your TV cords, and it's just like a TV unit, and all those little square holes are the square drawers that I believe were made to fit CDs in them. But I'm not putting the drawers in yet, so you don't get to see them because I think I'm going to move it to the other side of the room. But I just wanted to make the drop off quick enough, so I just pulled some bags out of the way so that they could pop it down there. It's all right. My mum was buying it for her house, but her house is a bit smaller than mine. Mine's huge. My house is huge. I've never
I
lived
like
in a house.
it.
Are those doors, solid inserts, or are they actually open between the slats? Does that make
Yeah, it's
sense?
open between the slats.
Oh, cool.
So when I was younger, or not even, just like, I used to always want a TV cabinet like this because I really like the idea of having a TV and just packing it away. So you only open it up and watch it when you're ready to watch it, and it's not this sort of permanent fixture in the house. Especially, I think, having kids, I really thought that that was important. In the past, I used to have like a big cloth that I used to hang over my TV. I used to turn it off and leave the cloth over because I was a no screens mum. But now my youngest child has screens, so I gave up on that battle. But it's quite a cool idea.
I had one that was for TVs like in the 90s, and you open two doors up at the top, and you could actually pull the TV out on a sliding thing,
Yeah.
and you could turn it a little bit each direction too in the room. It's pretty cool. That was before flat screens and all that, of course.
Well, yeah, I mean, even it wasn't that long ago that the TV I had was a big, deep TV. I've always been a bit behind the times with electronics and stuff. And too, because I quite like gaming consoles and things, but it's always like the one comes out and then I wait till almost like the next one comes out and then I'm buying the previous one because that's what I can afford to do. And so I think that probably was the case with TV too. It hasn't been very long that I've had a flat telly and not one of those ones that's almost like a cube but rounded. Yeah.
I think she lost interest in the screen when I went by the birds the second time.
Yeah.
That's what she's looking back at.
Birds are far more interesting than screens. I'm sorry, I'm going to need to turn this light up. I know it might make me a ghost, but I can't help it.
Those parakeets came out of a dead sleep to that rowdy just for me walking by with this phone.
Is that because they want, like, food?
Oh no, they have food. They have treats and foods and millets, and
They want attention?
I don't know. I don't ever hold them. I talk to them. I'm trying to teach them to say parkour, and I haven't got there yet. I thought one of them was picking it up, but it stopped. So when they jump around, I thought it would be cool if they said parkour.
Yeah.
They've got their own little, they're two pairs, and they've got their own little world, I guess, back there. Yeah.
I've never kept birds. I wasn't allowed to have birds when I was young. I wasn't allowed to have any animals that were in a cage. And then when I got to be an adult, I bought a bird because I'd never been allowed one. But what happened is he was a budgie, and when I went to pick him up, the lady had to like chase him around the cage, and he was like really traumatized. I brought him home, and my cage was like not tiny, but it wasn't that big. And actually, it did make me feel stressed and sad because it was not big enough. I don't think it was big enough to keep that budgie in. And so I ended up giving him away to someone who had like, you know, really big cages and stuff. And I was like, it turns out I don't keep birds. Unfortunately. I think they're lovely.
10%. There's Nico.
But that lady traumatized that budgie. She was like chased him around till it was so stressed. I got him home. Poor little thing.
That's kind of the way I was with this chameleon. Ed and I were coming back from Atlanta like a month ago or maybe longer, and just stopped randomly in a reptile store, and this guy was scared to death of the lady. You could tell. Every time she walked near him, he would get up in the corner, and he'd been there 6 months. And I hand feed him every day now.
It looks like he's got a pretty nice little home there. And is he getting like he's more comfortable and?
Oh, he let me. I had to get him out of the cage. I had to take him. He wouldn't let her catch him. Yeah, he's doing great. Where are you at? What are you doing? She could be asleep. I don't know.
But you know what I keep seeing is iguana videos. They just look like they're such affectionate, lovely pets. Has anyone here like kept iguanas?
I've had iguanas before.
Were they like really nice pets to have?
They were. The one that I had that was really big was like probably 3 feet long. Was it in the body or close to 3 feet long in the body plus the tail? Because it would lay across my shoulders and its head would be on one shoulder and then its body would go behind my neck and then its tail would like drape clear down my side. He was pretty friendly. He was a good guy.
Hey, GRB.
Yeah. That's like, I mean, I don't have any experience. We can't even have iguanas here, can we, Mikey? He's on silent.
How many more things am I going to say that go unheard because I forget to take myself back
I
off
have
mute?
no idea how silent for. Because they haven't said anything for ages.
GRB and some parkour jokes and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, damn.
I'll just have to do all of my coughing on mic from now on and not muting myself.
Yeah, go on. I mean, I don't mind, but maybe that's with me.
I mean, when I just do little coughs here and there, but when I know I'm about to cough up half a lung and it's going to take me some effort and might make me spew, I'm going to mute that kind of behaviour.
It's kind of fun to hear.
Kind of what?
It's kind of fun to hear. Like genuine gags and stuff. Yeah. I don't love that.
Right, eh?
Anyway, we can't have iguanas here though, can we?
No, we cannot.
Yeah.
You know, they have a like an open season on them or whatever in Florida, South Florida, and they use bow and arrows to shoot them out of the trees and stuff.
Well, there's at least 2 YouTube channels that I've seen which are contractors that go out and kill iguanas just using little air rifles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they're such pests in Florida.
I guess they're eating all the baby birds and stuff in the trees.
It's a shame because that's just people's fault, and I don't know. But from what I've seen, they just seem to have so much personality. Like I said, really affectionate, and they just seem to be such a beautiful creature.
I've always compared them to our eastern water dragons, that they have such similar behaviors and personalities as well.
Yeah, the one
Well,
that I
so
had that was so big, it was a blue iguana, and it was really beautiful. It was really a beautiful, beautiful creature.
I mean, I'm still pretty sold that if I would like a monitor, like a small monitor, whoever's the most miniaturist I can get. Because what I'm worried about with big animals, that's the same like big fish or a big bird or a big lizard, is being able to house them
Yeah.
in a way that is like enriching and doesn't make them feel really trapped. You know, the smaller animal you've got, then as big as you can get is better for them. Whereas as big as you can get, now you've got a bigger animal, you actually have less space for them or something. So
That's what the argument or the rationale, I guess, is that people that know a lot more about it than me say for these ball pythons on my neck is that they like a dark, quiet place, so they keep them in the drawers with water. I mean, they feed them, and change their water and all that, but I don't know. To me, that just seems like I don't know. I want to see mine and enjoy them, and
Yeah.
they have places they can go, to hide. They have their hides, but I don't know, because I know when the wild they do come out, they do mostly at night to hunt. But
well, that's what I think is the most important thing, is trying to mirror as closely as possible what their natural behaviors are,
yeah,
so that they can, do what comes naturally to them. Yes.
yeah. I guess if you have 1,000 of them or 500 and you're breeding them, you can't do it.
The drawers make sense then.
Yeah, I don't want to ever get
It
to
still
that
just
place.
seems quite sad.
There she is. She's coming back now to the screen.
She's very sweet, isn't she?
She is a sweet snake.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we call it a night?
I don't know. Anthony said his is out right now. His ball python, I guess.
I'll go with whatever everyone is doing.
I charged my phone up to 10%. It won't last a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's almost midnight here, which means it's almost 2:00 in the morning where Bob is.
Gosh. Well, it's like 10 to 4 in the afternoon here.
Ah.
Easter Sunday. Ether Sunday, I should have said.
I know, Nana.
On the ethos.
It's Ether Bunny.
Good night, Nana.
So, yeah, I guess we'll call it a night. Everybody have a wonderful Easter holiday tomorrow, or
Eat all the chocolates.
today if you're in Australia.
I'm not.
And gosh, I remember when my kids were little, and I'd be getting their Easter baskets ready, and it's like you gotta like shut 5 doors and try to open up the candy wrappers real quietly so they can't hear. And they'd still hear you. Anyway, everybody have a good Easter, and love you guys, and we will see you Tuesday night. Night, guys.
Hooray.
Oh,
we should have Blackie show his drawing. Wait, I'm not going to go quite yet. I'm going to show everybody's work.
Nah.
And we're going to start with Blackie. That is looking just awesome.
Yes.
Very good.
I feel like I'm just copying off Scungy nowadays. I'm a conglomerate. I'm a conflation of
No,
Scungy
your
and
stuff
another
isn't the same at all. Okay,
No.
and then we got Sarah. You got to show us what you did tonight.
Okay. So I'm adding colors on this page.
Oh, I like it.
It's gonna come
I
out
am
good.
liking
I'm
that.
happy.
Yeah, nice.
Very good.
That's what I'm doing right now. And other than that, tonight, and I'll try and get through my pile because somewhere here I have tonight's drawings. Bear with me. I finished this one tonight.
That one is just
So funny
awesome.
actually saying tonight because it's just today. But anyway, and this one.
Both of
They're
them are cool.
all my today one.
What color was that on the first one? Good cranberry. It's hard to
Like
tell.
magenta.
Ah,
Yeah, that is just awesome. I love that.
cool.
Yeah, it definitely, the color is definitely pulling it out.
Yeah, I'm happy. Like I could kind of feel like it
There's mine tonight.
needed to be. Sweet duck, sweet duck. Hang on.
It's awesome.
It's very nice town.
The cheeks on it. Her cheek.
Okay, so, and then we got Bob with his snake.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
says good night.
It's very pretty.
Oh my God.
Thanks for stopping up with us, Bob.
Yes.
Didn't realize it was
Thank
that
you.
late at your joint.
She is so pretty. I really like her.
She's so
Look at her
sweet.
look at us.
Yeah, she likes the screen.
Okay. Now we will tell everybody good night. Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Very good.